Please join us as we're led a merry dance by James Lance.
Good morning, James. How you doing?
Good morning, sir. Good morning. Thank you for that lovely introduction. I'm doing very well, thank you.
You do not disappoint. Look at the schmutter.
Come on, it's Christmas.
I can't believe it's not butter. It's top schmutter. Takes to your outfit. Who are you wearing? What are you wearing?
This is Dashing Tweeds, who are a fantastic company. I recommend them highly to everybody.
Right, is that a company, Dashing Tweeds?
Dashing Tweeds, indeed.
Amazing,
yeah,
amazing.
In town, in London.
All right, where do we go with you, James? Just come a bit closer to that mic so we can hear your lovely mellifluous tones. Let's start straight off with the Famous Five. That's why you're here. So the Famous Five, it's this amazing production. We watched it yesterday at our house, and I'm like, this is awesome. Surely it's got to be on BBC One or BBC Two on a really important day. And then I see it's on CBeebies from tomorrow at 5:25 and the BBC iPlayer, which is all great. There's nothing not to like about that. But I'm like, this has got this, because I knew it was going to be good, but it's a proper big film. However, breaking news.
We have a scoop. It is actually going to be transmitted on BBC One on New Year's Eve at 11:30 a.m.
Come on, let's hear a control room cheer for that. That is absolutely the best news for kids and families you could wish for. It's great, isn't it?
I love this film. I'm so excited to be a part of it.
I love the Famous Five.
Yeah.
Always have done.
Have you? Yeah, me too.
Genuinely. There was a Secret Seven as well.
There was.
There was the Famous Five. Loved the bones of both of them. We all want to be there. It's very Durrells-esque. You remember ITV's The Durrells? I always wanted to be there. I wanted to be with your gang straight away. Who's in it? Where'd you film it? How long did it take? How much fun did you have? Off you go.
Okay, I'm going to start with how much fun we had.
Yeah.
You know, they say never work with children and animals. Yeah. I disagree completely. Always work with children and animals, in my opinion. Kip the dog, who plays Timmy, is an absolute four-legged superstar, and he used to give me sort of ear kisses and snuffles every morning when I come in. I mean, I'm hoping to get one of those from you, if that's all right, Chris, at some point.
I sort of snuck one in early. Did you not feel
snuffle.
it?
Yeah,
you've got to be careful.
Yeah.
But as long as I have permission, it's
Absolutely, both ears. And the children, the young actors in this are phenomenal. Right. You know, Diana Babnikova, who plays George, is a star. Flora Jacobi Richardson, Kit Rakusin, Elliot Rose is just like a top leading man in the making. These kids are amazing. And the energy that you feel from them in the show is all there within their friendship. They are beautiful people.
Excellent. It comes across. You can tell. You
Good.
can absolutely tell. Where?
We filmed it mainly in Wales and also in Cornwall. A lot of the interior stuff was filmed down in Cardiff, which I really grew to love Cardiff, actually.
Because the BBC are big in Cardiff. So that's where they make Doctor Who and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Being Human used to be made there years ago. Yeah, so it's all filmed down there, and we had just a phenomenal time. It was about 3 months, and we did 3 feature films, 3 90-minute.
Oh, you've done the 3?
Yeah, we did 3, so there's 2 more to come out.
Amazing.
I believe one's coming out in Easter, and I think the other middle one might be coming out in half-term time.
Well done, the BBC. Well done, you guys.
Well done, the BBC, I know.
And it starts on a boat. We want to be there.
Good.
The sunshine was, I'm presuming it was like May, June or whenever.
It was this summer.
Yeah. It was stunning.
Yeah.
Clear waters run still. All gorgeous. There's boats. There's Kip the dog. Just the one dog?
Just the one dog.
Just the one dog.
Yeah, I know, right?
There's like 4 or 5 dogs, aren't there?
That's right.
And
yeah,
4 or
just
5 kids.
One.
But all the kids, just the single kids?
Single kids.
Single dog?
Single dog. Yeah. All authentic performance.
All right, so it starts on the water. Who's going out on the water and what are they looking for?
Well, George is going out on the water and she's going to her island called Kieran.
It's your daughter.
Yes, indeed, my daughter. Georgina, but she likes to be called George.
Yeah.
She's going out to her island, Kieran Island, where she goes on adventures. And then, do I tell you what happens?
It's up to you.
She finds an abandoned boat, and on that boat is a dog.
It's like the Marie Celeste, isn't it? So there's the dog, but there's nobody who's owning the dog.
There's no dog
owner.
So
there's the beginning of a mystery if you want that one.
That's right.
But there's plenty of others still to come.
There is a sort of an air tube going down into the water, which she pulls up and then finds that there's nothing on the end of it.
Yeah, for now.
For now.
Boom, boom, boom. But hang on a minute. It's called the Famous Five. It's not called the Famous One. Where did the other 4 kids come from? Well, 3 kids.
That's right. Well, George has 3 cousins.
Yeah.
And she's informed by my character and my wife, Aunt Fanny, or their Aunt Fanny, that they'll be joining her for the summer, which she's not too happy about initially, because she's quite a loner.
Yep.
Yeah, she's quite happy doing her own thing and going on adventures on her own.
She hasn't spoken to another child for 100 years or something.
She hasn't spoken to another child since last Christmas.
Yeah, that was the quote. So then they descend upon her.
They do.
And from whence did they come?
They came from their house.
Should we leave it at that?
Yes, they did. They came from their house.
They came from page 17, scene 2.
That's right. Which was omitted, which is why it's gone from my mind.
Right, so they join in.
They
do. So anyway, somebody calls her Georgina. That's not a good idea.
That's right, yeah. She likes to be called George.
Yeah. She said, the last person called me Georgina, never seen again.
I think it's a little stronger than that, actually, what she says, isn't it?
Yeah. It's great, though, man. It's great.
It's cool, isn't it? And coming from the sort of the visionary mind of Nicholas Winding Refn, this production, I think, is such an amazing combination of ideas and talent and concept. I love his work. Yeah. And I was very lucky. I worked with him years ago on Bronson with Tom Hardy. Yeah. And that was a phenomenal experience. So
it's funny because when the titles come on the screen, because the titles are like titles I've never seen before, you think straight away, okay, well, this has a very good chance because they've even bothered with the titles.
It's cool, isn't it?
Oh, mate, yeah, just tune in for that alone, and then tell me you can't stay tuned.
And the theme tune as well. It's pretty good.
It's
pretty good, Sam. It's not sung by you, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
He didn't know. He wasn't sure. Then he said, "How's that one I did?"
Did I do that?
Right. So
I'm just following your projects, mate.
Oh man, I'm following your projects.
Right. So here we are talking to James Lange, starring in The Famous Five. It's on TV from tomorrow, 5:25. It's going to be aired on BBC Two on New Year's Eve. There you go. Boom. It's on the BBC iPlayer from tomorrow afternoon for the entirety of Christmas. Not unlike Home for Christmas, Hannah Waddingham. You may have heard of her, James.
I've heard of her, yeah. The spirit of Christmas herself.
Have you ever worked with Hannah Waddingham?
I have.
Where might that have been?
I think it was on a show called Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso! Oh, my goodness me. And you're off for some Lasso action next week to New York. This time next week, you'll be on the way to Heathrow Airport.
That's right, and then on the way to New York City at Christmas, which is pretty exciting.
What's going on there?
And we're doing a screening and a Q&A for the SAG. Yeah.
So it's a SAG Noms event, isn't it?
That's right.
That's what it said on my email.
That's right. That's what it said on my email as well.
The SAG Noms event.
Yes.
So you go, and there's a gang of you so you're going to watch the final episode, I think.
I believe so.
You're going to watch the final episode in front of a star-studded SAG members audience.
Oh, that bit I didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay, that's exciting.
And then you have a Q&A with all the team on stage. Now,
the cast,
It's not the first time for you doing one of these.
We've done quite a few of these Q&As, yeah.
So when you have a global hit TV show, that's what happens.
That is what happens. It gets nominated for quite a few awards, especially the Emmys. By the way, congratulations, Sam Ryder, on your Emmy nomination for your song for the show, which is amazing. Also, I must just say, I didn't win an Emmy. You did say the Emmy-winning actor, James Lance. I was the Emmy-nominated actor, James Lance, but I didn't.
I upgraded you, James.
You did upgrade me.
You
did, and I
Friday.
thank you so much for that. I really do.
It's
From
like
now on, I'm the
changing
Emmy-winning.
laws just so you can make them happen.
Exactly. Yeah.
Overnight, isn't it? That's what it is.
But thank you so much.
When I saw you in The Famous Five yesterday, which is awesome, you got to watch it, guys. This is here, more episodes to follow, more films to follow, because they're 3 films, they're 3 90-minute feature films with amazing production values. I'm thinking, can't wait for the hair. Oh, where's the hair? I'm thinking, was it a wig? Was it a wig in Lasso? But you come to say, clearly it was not a wig.
No, this is all mine, actually.
Yeah, so did they show you, like in...
Oh, for The Famous Five?
Like yeah.
Yeah, you mean actually put me in a pen and sort of turn me upside down and hold my legs together?
You clearly have more hair than, or more stuff than more sheep.
That's the way I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you could do it otherwise, but I like to be turned upside down in a pen with my legs tied together and shaved.
Branded. Pre-branded.
Yeah, branded, yeah.
Did they tie it back, or what did they do?
They cut it, Chris. They cut it at the back. Well, in fact, you know what? I cut it. I decided that I wanted to. Well, no, not personally. I didn't actually reach round. Right. But I went to my hairdresser and I said, we need to get Uncle Quinton's hair on the go as opposed to Trent Crim. And we came up with that, yeah.
Wow. Imagine having that. I mean, I'm surrounded by hair. All I can see is hair today. You got loads of hair, Sam, as well. You're doing all right for hair, aren't you?
There's a lot of hair.
Oh my, gives me a lot of hair.
Wow. Can I just tell you something? That when I was 12 years old, I sang in the chorus of a show called, I think, Surprise, Surprise. With Cilla.
Hair.
No, I wish. Well, I'd have to be naked, wouldn't I? Well, which is fine. Anyway. Sorry, I'm just seeing things I don't need to see, nor does anyone else.
Very relaxed here.
But I was going in as a 12-year-old with a group of kids to sing in a chorus of Cilla Black's show, Surprise, Surprise.
Yes.
And they did that in a studio right by yours. And there you were, and I was 12 years old, and you were doing your thing, and everyone was really excited to see you. You were actually in a radio in a set like this, a studio doing some radio. It was definitely you.
What, on Surprise, Surprise? Because I think we were making a trail, maybe.
You were sort of doing your show, and we were recording this song with Cilla Black next door.
What, in LWT or?
No. Somewhere else in London. I mean, it was a long time ago, but it was definitely you. And we were all really excited.
That would make sense. I suppose it would make sense.
Yeah, I watched you through the window, like these guys are here.
I thought you meant at LWT, which is just down the road from where we are now. Because here's the thing. You know when you pinch yourself moments.
Yeah.
You've had many this year. You've had many in your career.
Yeah.
We're very lucky, aren't we?
You've
had
one
loads,
now.
haven't you, Vassos? John, you've had loads working for Red Bull as well. Sam, you've had loads. Yeah, Milky, you've had loads. How lucky are we to do what we do for a living? Yeah.
So lucky.
When Paul McCartney plays in your pub garden, you go, clearly I'm dead. Clearly this isn't happening. Because, by the way, if this isn't heaven, good luck, heaven. Right? Yeah. So there's all that going on, isn't there? So you get to do your own TV show that you write and direct and all this. Direct from the floor. I didn't direct it. Steven Stewart directed it.
Yeah.
But you write it, create it. Don't forget your toothbrush. Right?
Yes, absolutely.
Filmed at LWT. Broadcast live at LWT. As if that couldn't get any better, you then get the Cilla dressing room.
Oh,
You get
right.
unless Cilla's in the house.
She wasn't still in there, was she?
No, well, I don't think so. She may have been, but if you get her dressing room, then that's it. You're sort of done then.
Yeah.
Whatever happens afterwards, it's okay. But you just got Cilla's dressing room, and that's what I was thinking of. Maybe. Yeah.
Lovely. Yeah.
Cilla's dressing room, the corner dressing room.
Oh, nice.
Amazing.
Windows?
Oh, all the windows.
Of course, yeah, windows.
Yeah, and if there weren't enough, you just build another one.
Yeah.
Cilla's dressing room.
Yeah.
That's the way it is. But the Lasso, it doesn't get any bigger than Cilla for me and LWT and you singing in the choir, which is great. But it doesn't get any bigger than Lasso from a TV show point of view. Did you have any idea it was going to be that big? When did you realise it was that big? How does it feel now? This is very much the afterburn, but it still seems to be white hot. Just tell us how it's been for you.
It's been an amazing ride. There's no question. I mean, from the first time I read the script, the pilot, I knew that there was something special in this. I had no idea it was going to be this global juggernaut that it has become. And also, I really didn't realise the effect it would have on people.
Right.
And that has been the most exciting part of it, is that, I really believe in the healing power of comedy. I do. And to be in a show that makes people feel so good and actually changes their lives is an extraordinary feeling. I was walking down the street in London the other day, and a guy grabbed my arm quite strong and said, "I gotta thank you." I don't know where he was from. He said, "I gotta thank you."
New York.
I gotta thank you. And I said, "Really? Thanks." And he said, "No, seriously, I need to thank you and everybody on the show." He said, "Because I've watched every single episode of this with my son, and it's changed our relationship."
Yeah, completely. I agree with that.
I
agree with that.
I'm assuming that was for the positive, and he's still speaking to his son.
Yeah, let's. I can't think which episode he watched if it was the opposite.
Yeah, no, he was really moved. He was really sort of tearing up, and he said, "It's."
I cried at every episode. Sometimes I didn't even know why I was crying. Sometimes I cried 3 times. Was it empathetic? Was I crying for my younger self? Was I crying with joy, tears of joy?
Absolutely.
Sometimes, so when I go to watch musicals, I blub, I sob, and it's because it's just so joyous.
Absolutely. I can't watch Strictly Come Dancing without crying. I just can't watch it. If they get a 10, I'm in bits. And, I'm just in bits every single time.
You look like you have the kind of form that might be pretty handy on the dance floor.
Oh, well, I don't know about that.
Would you say yes if asked?
I don't know about that. No, I don't think I could handle the pressure.
Adjusting your waist in preparation. You actually did that then.
I did, yeah. No, I don't think.
When you were asking,
yeah, it's like Cumberbund. Yeah. Yes, please. Wow.
I think there's a fleckle under here somewhere.
A fleckle. He's even got the jargon. Clearly, you've done this before.
I do like to dance, actually. I do like to dance.
You danced on Hannah's show.
I did, yeah.
Home
That
for
was
Christmas.
quite nerve-wracking.
Yeah, but you had great form in that.
Well,
as
thank you very much. Thank you very
Actually, you
much.
did. Tell me about the Mercedes.
Oh,
You know what? You know what I'm like.
wow. Do you know what? When I was... Okay.
For people who don't know, Trent Crim, the Independent, ex-Independent,
Yes,
whatever.
indeed, yeah.
He drives because he's a dude, isn't he? Of course, he's a dude.
He's
He's
a
got the
little bit
long
of a
hair. He's got the
dude.
lank hair. Is he a baddie or is he a goodie? You know, does he want to work for the enemy? Is he undercover for the good guys? He drives a classic Mercedes. Is it 500 SL? Was it?
It is.
Yeah. Where's the car? Where's that car?
Well, let me tell you that I came out of the car that took me to that part of the location, and when I stepped out, I bumped into Jason, and
you mean Ted?
I mean Ted, and we were walking along together, and actually I was wearing my own shoes, which were these leopard print shoes, and he said, "Are those Trent's?" And I said, "No, but they could be." He said, "I think they should," and so they became the shoes that he wears later on the show. Anyway, and then he went, "There's your car," and that was the first time that I saw Trent Crim's car, and I literally went, "Oh man, it's so perfect, thank you." And I went, "Really?" He went, "No, not really, no."
No way!
Yeah. And he went, "How could it not be after that reaction?" Because it was Trent in a car.
Of course it was.
It was just a Trent car.
But that's when he's been here a couple of times to talk about Ted Lasso. And one of the times we talked about the music, because the music, Sam's here, Sam wrote for the show.
I know.
But the music is, it's so important to anything.
Yeah.
And the great thing about a sort of a screen creation, whether it's like cinematic or televisual or somewhere in between, like a Netflix kind of, like a Famous Five kind of thing in between the two, is the reason they're so effective movies is because they overwhelm you, because they've got all the art forms. They've got the spoken word, they've got the written word, they've got visual acting, they've got what's happening, what is this character saying tacitly that's not being said audibly or even visually, what is the energy behind this character.
Yes.
Then they've got the locations, then they've got the cinematography, then they've got the lighting cameraman, and then they've got whatever else may be going on. Then they've got the X factor between the ensemble, and all the permutations of human chemistry that can go on. And then they've got the music that washes over you on top of all that. And it's all so important. And when they get it right, no wonder we drown in its brilliance.
I couldn't agree with you more. You know, a great example of that is in season 2, the episode where it's Rebecca's father's funeral. That episode opens up with "Colour Me Bad's I Want to Sex You Up," and it ends with Molly Drake, the mum of Nick Drake, a sort of a private sort of recording of her singing for the titles at the end.
And Rick Astley in the middle.
And Rick Astley as sung by the cast in the middle. I mean, come on. Isn't it exciting what's happening with Rick Astley? I mean, at Glastonbury this year.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Did you see him
Glasley.
sing
That's what they called it.
Glastonbury. Is that right? Did you see him sing with the Foo Fighters?
Yeah, of course. He sings with the Foo Fighters every other weekend, doesn't he?
Right.
Or he drums with them every other weekend or
By the
something.
way, that makes me cry.
Which bit?
Him singing
All
with
of
the Foo
it.
Fighters. It just makes me cry.
Yeah, it's wonderful, isn't it? And the thing about the gentleness of that revelry and rebellion is it's all punk, because you don't have to be, snot rocketing to be punk.
Yeah. It's all
That
punk.
is punk, because it's not what you'd expect. It shouldn't work, and it does work, and it does work because it's coming from a good place.
Yes, and I always say with Ted Lasso, and I think this is why it's had the impact it's had, is, what comes from the heart goes to the heart.
Yeah.
And you can see that in the love for the Foo Fighters for Rick Astley, right?
Yeah.
So that we all feel it, and we're like,
Yeah, well, it's the same with anything, isn't it? So if it comes from the heart, it goes to the heart. So we're having a chat now, and it's heart to heart. I can tell it's heart to heart.
Yeah.
Right, and if you're throat to throat, it's okay. If you're brain to brain, it's like the froth on the top of a pint. It's great, and it's part of the pint, but it's the most sort of temporary part
it
of
might
it.
stick to your top lip.
Yeah, exactly like that. It could be good for you, it could be a bit embarrassing, whatever. But the deeper it goes, the more it means, and the heavier it lands for all the right reasons. And that is Lasso through. It's this boy here as well.
Yeah, but
Sam Ryder's
100%.
music. It's your music, Sam, through and through.
I'm just loving seeing you guys chat
100%.
about this. It's so good. Honestly.
Well, Tom Hanks was sat there 48 hours ago in that chair. Yeah. Wow. And the thing about Hanks is, of course he's done all those amazing roles. And one of the producers that he works with is Brian Grazer. Brian Grazer has more Oscar nominations than Tom Hanks. Wow. He's been nominated for 47 Oscars. He hasn't won a single one, but that's not the point. No, I'm sure he's won many. I haven't checked, but he was nominated for 47. And the thing about Hanks is, it's about the energy. Yeah. The thing about anything, any talent, anybody in the world doing anything, whether it's somebody, beating someone on the centre court at Wimbledon, which is a scored thing, right? It's still about the energy behind what's going on.
Absolutely. And that makes me think of, I always love seeing Federer lose, how he loses. He's so graceful, isn't he? He's just such a winner.
Like to see Federer lose as much as Djokovic used to like to see Federer lose on the other side of the net.
Yeah,
almost.
Absolutely, yeah.
But it is about the energy. And it's you get Jason's brain and Brendan's brain.
There's Brendan and there's Joe Kelly. There's Brett Goldstein as well. Yeah.
You get their brains. You get the Fab Four brains.
Yeah.
And then you start to feed that into the characters. Then you get the right crew on board. Then you get a family mentality around the production. Then you get trust. Then you're looking out for each other all the time. And it can still go wrong, but boy, when it goes right, gangbusters.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jason is, he's he's many things, but he's a bit like a sort of a comedy scientist. Or maybe there's more than comedy, it's not just comedy, but he would rewrite the script for Ted Lasso right the way up until we're actually on the floor. So even the night before, when you saw the sides of what we were doing the next day, you'd know that you're probably going to get another version of that night. And then in the morning, you'll get another version. And then when we play it on the set, we'll probably get another version then.
Yeah.
And I think that was because he sort of is in tune with what's needed now.
Yeah.
Not 6 months ago.
Yeah. Not
now.
6 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And it's not getting better, it's going deeper.
Absolutely.
It's about depth. It's not about, because they'd say, different always trumps better.
Right.
Yeah. Only always trumps better. Be the only one, not the best one. Because if you're the only one, you've got no competition. You don't want to be the worst, I suppose. But if you're going to be the worst, be the most worst.
Yeah, be the worst.
Yeah, be the most worst.
Be the best worst.
Do it today, best worst. Anyway, you're not here to talk about that, but we had to. You knew we would talk about that. The Famous Five, first episode, which is a movie. And by the way, it's not a feature-length first episode. They're all feature-length. 2 more to come, which is very exciting. Didn't know that. Famous Five, first episode available on the CBBC from tomorrow at 5:25 and thereafter on the iPlayer. And also it's going to be screened again 11:30 New Year's Eve. Perfect for the family.
It's a nice sit down, isn't it?
So you're going to hit New York for Christmas.
Yes, sir.
Yourself. Pre-Christmas. Then what happens?
Then I'll be coming home and having Christmas at home.
How is your Christmas?
So there'll be family, live up in Suffolk with our little boy, and we're just going to have a gorgeous time.
Near you?
Yeah.
Mate, we should get together.
We do need to get together. Is that cool? Can we do that?
100%.
Okay.
Suffolk?
Yes.
Suffolk?
Near enough.
Norfolk, Suffolk?
Border.
Yeah.
Do you want to come?
I'd love to try and keep me away, man. I can be the designated driver, seeing as I'm no longer on the
me too.
on
we
the
could
source.
drive.
Are you off the source?
I am, yeah.
What?
Perfect time.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's good, isn't it?
How long?
4.5 years.
Come on!
Yeah.
Well, that's it then.
He's got us.
I'm 6 months and a week today.
Are you?
I was contemplating having a beer with the team.
Congratulations.
Now that you're here, I'm on your team, James.
It's good fun, isn't it? That's what I found. I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. I enjoy drinking a lot.
Don't get me wrong.
Loved it. Don't get us wrong.
I gave it a go.
Yeah.
I left very little on the pitch, if anything at all.
That was great. Yeah. We had a go. And then I found that I love not drinking.
Yeah.
I really enjoy
funny, isn't it? Was there a moment?
What, when I just stopped?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just decided to stop. It was just...
Was it a Friday or a Saturday or a weekday or a Christmas day or a
I think it might have been a Sunday after waking up with a hangover.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought, you know what? I'm kind of done with these hangovers.
That's what I said.
Is that what you said?
I said I woke up on a Saturday morning, and you might think, well, I'll start on Monday, but it wasn't so severe, but it was just I felt so wonky.
Wonky. Yeah.
Because I've been getting healthier, a lot healthier over the last few years.
Yeah.
I've never really been this healthy before, and I used to enjoy, especially on a Friday like tonight. It was drink o'clock, it was wine o'clock, 5 o'clock, lying in the sand. That was another great week. Let's have a drink. And I used to have a drink to take the edge off, right? But that's because I wasn't shiny. And then I got shiny. And I found that I was having a drink to take the shine off. And I thought, I don't want to take the shine off.
That's exactly my experience. For me, this gives me a bit more of an edge, actually, in terms of just, I enjoy my thing now is the present moment. My thing is now. I just want to be as present and as aware as I possibly can right now.
In the moment.
And so that's why it works for me, not drinking.
How here is he, by the way? You are so here.
Thanks, man.
It's great, isn't it? What do you think, Sam?
Absolutely. The guy, I'm just loving being on the kind of the periphery of this greatness. I love it. It's just chatting and
You're right,
hearing
slam bang
everything.
in the centre of it, Sam.
But no, I just love it. And you're so right. Like,
I'm Team
making those
Lansdowne.
changes to be right in the epicenter of what's going on and
cool, man.
in the moment.
When that comes across in everything you do, don't you
Yeah,
think? I mean, what about when Sam comes on Hannah's show, on the Christmas show? Isn't that... It's like Rudolph himself with a guitar. Don't you think?
Yeah. And everyone,
makes me cry.
And everyone is great.
Mate, it was...
The Wadmeister. The Waddington.
What about her?
Waddingshire.
Aren't we lucky to be on the planet at the same time as her?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Right?
And I'm so glad. I mean, she has been so successful in theatrical music theatre for age and age, and she's been on telly before. She's been doing some great things, Benny Dorman, all that kind of stuff. But I'm so glad she has achieved this kind of success at this time in her life, because it's so much more effective as a presence.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? She arrives with such aplomb, and such gravity and such authority, and then she wears it lightly.
Yeah, she
So I've
does
got all
wear it
this,
lightly.
and I'm going to wear it really lightly.
That's right.
And then it's even more effective.
Yeah, she's pure soul. She's pure soul.
Pure soul. Well, we're only given our bones and our body and our muscles, aren't we, in order to transport our spirit around.
That's right. It's all lent to us, right?
That's the only reason, because the spirit's fine, but because the spirit is sprite-like, it's not directionless because it's omnipresent, but now and again it needs to be pointed and condensed down to go and visit somebody else's spirit or another spirit, and for that we need the boundaries of our skin and our bones. But otherwise, I mean, we're all everyone anyway, aren't we? We're all.
I believe so. Absolutely. We're all one.
Yeah, it's like the what is it? The Buddhist burger. You know the Buddhist burger?
No, I don't know the Buddhist burger.
So you go to the Buddhist burger bar.
Yeah.
And you can only get one with everything.
I like it.
Namaste.
Namaste.
You gotta get a little gong on the side of your table.
Namaste. James, what else? Come on, tell us something else before you go, because you're too good not to have on.
What would you like to know?
Care.
Ask me anything.
What do you do next year? Next week?
I have no
care.
idea what I'm doing next year or next week. I'm here.
Right. So you're New Yorking for more,
Yes,
hopefully
sir.
more awards for Lasso. You're Emmying. Okay, Sam's Emmying as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Then you're home for Christmas. And do you know what you're doing next year?
I actually don't know what I'm doing next year. I do know that I'm appearing in a film that comes out next year, which I shot this year, called The Salt Path. And I know you had Jason Isaacs on recently, right?
Yeah.
So I shot that with him and the marvellous Gillian Anderson
Apparently,
early in the year.
it's amazing.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. You've read the book, haven't you,
Yeah,
Vess?
the book is just different level, isn't it?
Incredible.
Isn't it wonderful?
I mean, what a story.
I
that
know.
is.
I know. I can't.
Yeah.
I sort of want to read it again, actually, and I only read it a year ago. It's just that good.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal tale, and it's, as we know, it's true. And it's directed by the brilliant Marianne Elliott, who's an amazing theatre director. This is her feature debut.
Yeah.
And it was just a joy. And this, talk about a pinch moment. To be playing opposite Gillian Anderson was quite exciting.
Pinch of salt.
A pinch of salt.
That's what it
Take
is.
it with a pinch of salt.
She's good, isn't she?
She's very good,
present.
isn't she?
Yeah, she's awesome. She
cares.
She cares.
Yeah.
She cares, man.
Yeah.
James, you did not disappoint, my friend.
Oh, it's so nice to see you,
I've
honestly.
got hair envy, but other than that, I really like you.
Well, the 12-year-old of me was a big fan of yours, so it's
I'm
nice
trying to think
be
where
here.
that was. Where would that be?
It was in a recording studio in London, and you were doing your radio show.
But we don't do the reason I'm flummoxed is because we don't do radio shows from recording studios.
Oh, maybe you were doing a voiceover or something.
Maybe that was it. But why would you be? But voiceover studios aren't big enough to record music numbers in either.
We were off in another room. There was like a sort of a rehearsal room with a piano and Cilla Black.
What year
and
would
a
it
pianist.
be?
I'm going to say
Cilla Black.
Yeah, it was about 1980. I was about 12, I think, or 13. So 86 or 87. Would that make sense?
No, not at all. I didn't come to London till 89.
It was 1989. It must have
I was
been.
working for the BBC, so I don't know.
There you go.
I was a producer for the BBC at the time.
It was definitely you, and you had cans on, and you were doing your thing. You were doing your
Doing my thing. Wow.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. I love it, and also I sort of hate it because whoever was in charge of that day didn't tell me Cilla Black was down the corridor. Because then I would have remembered. Why would you keep that to yourself?
Well, she likes to keep it a surprise.
Hey, look at these two.
I was trying to swallow my tea quicker to get that.
I knew Cilla a bit, but I never worked with her. But apparently she was awesome. She on Surprise, I know is it okay? We carry on talking. Is it okay? Yeah. There's a surprise hit. You know, she used to hit people at work. That means she used to go and surprise people at work and tell them how great they were. Do you remember that? That was one of the things she did. So she'd have people on the sofa. She'd have choirs breaking people's hearts. You were part of one of those. And then now and again, if they discovered somebody who was amazing, she would sneak up on them in work, and because she was so famous, go, "Oh my God, it's Cilla Black!"
Yeah,
with a film crew, you know, and she did it once to this guy, and she told the story, and they'd clearly prepared this whole piece. And it was a massive, massive thing. And she said, you know, and he's in here, and we're going to go and see him, and surprise, surprise. And they went in, Cilla Black, and it was like somewhere miles and miles away from London, so they had to go up there and all that kind of stuff. And he took one look at her, and he went, "Oh, no, not you." And he just ran a mile. And do you know what she did? Just laughed her head off.
Did she?
Yeah, because she didn't take herself seriously. And I'd be like, "Oh, the prep. It's been weeks in the plan. How dare he not be grateful for us trying to tell him how great he is?" And he just ran a mile, and he did. And then they cut back to the studio, and she said, "And we've never seen him again, and we haven't got anything to do. And anyway, here's the next item."
Wow, that was it, was it?
But it's a great lesson in, you know, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Just always laugh.
Wear it lightly again.
Always laugh, wear it lightly. Oh, I can't believe we're on the radio. I feel like we're at home just having a chat. It feels like that. Okay, James Lance. We have the Famous Five, first episode available, CBBC tomorrow, and the iPlayer from then on, and also on BBC One at 11:30 on New Year's Eve.